He's doing a chemistry set on pool table.
What?
Pissed out his head. These kids' goggles on.
If you're up against a burglar, I think what you need to do, leave the house, but then lock them in.
You leave, but lock them in. So I met your mum yesterday. Was she helping you move in? And that was his wife.
Hello and welcome to Capital Breakfast After the Show. I'm Jordan North here with Chris Stark and Sean Welby, and we are back after a holiday. The difference.
Oh, we're refreshed.
The difference. All right, I know I always say it, we're not digging up roads, but we were absolutely knackered before the last break, weren't we?
Your body was shutting down. I think your organs were failing. You had about 21 ulcers, teeth were falling out.
Yeah, and yeah, it was well needed, our little rest and our holiday, but you can tell the difference. Do you know what? I'm going to say this, and it might sound weird, and we can discuss. You can see it in everybody's eyes this week. The team, we're
sparkling a bit now.
We are, and yeah, we call it a term. The last term was manic, wasn't it? Because we had the summertime ball and stuff, and we love it, we do, but we were all a bit burnt out. And I only realised when I seen a picture of myself on the last day that producer Callum took of me. I only seen it yesterday for the first time. I went, "Oh my God, is that me? I look like I've been dug up."
Well, it was more that like the top was sort of hanging off you. The hair was wild.
The eyes, though, you
Your
can
eyes
see it in the eyes.
Were sad eyes.
Yeah,
But it's cool, isn't it? It's cool, and it's, as you say, it's nice to be back and feeling refreshed and sort of new energy. And I quite like that. That's what we get to do with the show. You're right in calling it terms in some ways, because it feels like you get to start again, and we've got loads of good ideas and loads of fun things we can do. And being able to restart and refresh the show is a good thing for the show as well, and hopefully then a good thing for you guys.
Should we also say as well, we were only meant to have a week off, but our bosses gave us 2 because they were like, just get back.
They saw the state of us and went, take another one.
Sort yourselves out.
Basically,
you're a mess.
The boss rung me up and were like, have another week off, and I was like, no, it's competitive, we need to back on. And then, to be honest, Sean rung me up and was like, you need a week off.
Chris was calling me the union leader.
Sean, right.
Sean, Arthur Scargill is what we call Sean.
Sean's head of our union. She's the union rep. So we were due
Arthur Scargill.
We were due to have a week off. We got another week off because Sean petitioned for
sort
it.
Of campaigned for it a bit. We were. I mean, I was on my last legs. I really was. And
you were.
It's hard to explain because it does sound. People will think we're talking nonsense, but. And I don't want to make it sound like, oh, woe is me. We have very cool jobs. I'm so grateful. But because of that, we're never allowed to moan about them.
No.
And the issue is that some days we do a normal working day like everyone else, but we also got up at 4 and we're doing something in the evening and then throw in a stadium show. That was kind of, it was mad.
It was mad.
It was mad. It was just mad.
We had loads of interviews. It was just very busy. I know we're not digging up roads. We're not working like...
We're not NHS. We get it. We're
yes.
like, honestly, hats off to all those absolute legends of people. But we were just tired.
Yeah. But
Everyone
we're back.
was tired.
And we're ready to do it all again.
All again, and it's just been great. It has.
Quick question. When you set the alarm for the first time after a week or 2 off, do you struggle to sleep that night?
Yes.
Because I really struggle with that. And then we had a really bad one this morning because, we're only a couple of days in. And about 3 a.m, my wife woke me up because she thought someone was breaking into the house.
Again.
She's
done that a few times,
It's a
hasn't
real
she?
thing in her mind at the moment.
Oh.
Every time I have to take it as a serious threat, don't I? Because otherwise it'll be boy who cried wolf.
Yeah,
and one day there will be a burglar and I'll be like, nah.
Me and Chris have literally in depth discussed weapons, as in what sort of protective thing he can have at the door. Wooden spoon. What do you go for? Is it a lampshade?
Yeah.
The lead pipe.
Well, I don't want to give it away on a podcast how my house is protected.
It's very Home Alone-esque.
Is it a bit like The Purge? It just comes and then shutters come.
But don't
down.
even try it. My wife will get you.
Can I just say 2 things? First of all, me and Sean's other half have very similar upbringings from the sound of it. So I'm always a bit, I'm going to put this, a bit worried about burglars and stuff like that. And I was about to order a baseball bat off Amazon. And Sean's other half said to me, now, we probably should check this legally, but he went, don't do that, because if you order a baseball bat to hit a burglar and you hurt the burglar, you can get done in a court of law. But if you have the baseball bat because you play baseball and you hit him with it, you'll be fine.
You can't be premeditated.
Yeah, that's it. It's called
See,
intent or something.
I take a different approach with how to deal with it.
So you'd be all right with your golf clubs?
Yes,
because
you already play golf.
No, but I think you're going about it the wrong way. You've got to think smart, not hard, right? If you're up against a burglar, I think what you need to do is yourself leave the house, but then lock them in. Do you see what I mean?
You leave, but lock them in. That's really funny. Because then what? Then call the police.
And then, always make sure you got your phone, because obviously you're going to be in your pants because you come down from downstairs. But I wish, by the way, I could see footage of everyone in this world where they have to go downstairs to check for burglars, but they're in their pants or whatever they wear in bed, and how scared they are. But no, my theory is don't do that. Because then you're in a fist fight or something. I think the best way is lock them in. I've thought about this. You lock them in. They won't be expecting it, and then you get the backup. Yeah.
Do you know the other tactic you can use, which I've heard people talk about, is you just act so weird that the burglar fucks off.
Just go, hi Derek, have you seen the dungeon?
So you act super calm.
You just you act weird.
Yeah, like a psycho. You go.
I've been expecting.
Glad
I've
you've turned up.
You're finally here.
You'll be with the rest of them.
You're with the rest of them.
Would you just like to head to the cellar? And then you just slowly undo your dressing gown.
Act like you think they've turned up for some weird sex party.
Yeah. Can I just say, I actually got burgled in Manchester. Did you hear about this?
No.
And
Is this a setup for a joke?
No, it's not. Honestly, I was on nights at another station I worked at. It was when I first left BBC. And I was sleeping in the day, and I heard a knock on the door, but I was asleep. And I went back to sleep, and it was the burglar checking to see if someone was in, and then they started climbing through my bedroom window.
Oh, that is horrible.
And I thought it was Daryl, my housemate. So he lifted the blind up, and I went, Daryl, and I went, ugh. Shit myself. Right, I've never told you this. The only thing that I could find that were plugged in up bedside next to me, it was 2011, so I had like long hair with my hair straighteners.
Right, good.
So I threw these hair straighteners at him, but they were plugged in, so they came back and hit me on the head.
They were plugged in.
So I threw them and then they come back. So that's the only time I've ever had to tackle a burglar. But can I just say, burglars are scum. I think if you got, it's one of the worst. I know we're going deep here, but my grandma got burgled years ago. She will never write in that house since.
No, it rattles you. It's horrible.
It's the worst thing.
Horrible.
There's some crimes that can be like, all right, but there's others. Like, jaywalking, whatever, fine.
Jaywalking.
Is that really a crime? What we would say though is welcome to our house.
Yes.
Yes.
And to move this on slightly, we should say a big hello, and because I want to make sure that the previous conversation is no way connected to our photo of the day that we have behind us here. We've asked you guys to send in a lovely photo of yourselves, and if you're lucky enough, you'll feature behind. You'll see yourself if you watch the podcast on Global Player. And today is the turn of Patrick and his owl. Have a look at that.
Is a massive owl.
From Yateley in Hampshire, these guys are.
How are its legs so long?
Have you ever Googled an owl's legs?
Yes, I have actually Googled owl legs.
No.
It's wild. Like,
what, owl legs?
This whole website's dedicated.
Because the feathers cover most of the legs, but they've actually got very thin, knobbly knees, and they're quite long. Anyway, lovely owl there, Patrick.
And thanks for your picture.
Full transparency, there's no notes on the quotes this week because we've not been together, been away for 2 weeks. But we have been on holiday, and there's loads to catch up on there, isn't there? Because, Chris, you went to Ibiza. I've not even asked you about this.
No, we didn't go in the end. No, because we had this whole house move stuff. Yes, where I was going to go with a couple of friends, I think we're going to do it on the other side of the summer now.
Okay.
Actually, I was mainly in the UK. It was quite... sort of like just nice chilling out at home. It's been nice weather.
You be honest, you were just pissed on the golf ball.
I did quite a lot of golf. I did a lot of paddle. I did get pissed quite a lot. Yes, you're right. And it's just been very pleasant, really. Yeah.
Well, you come. I'm going to be for end of August, so if you want to come, at the same time as then. Yeah. Yes,
I would like to go the same time as you, because when you go to Ibiza on your annual trip, when I see the photo dump afterwards, you're always on a yacht. And I think I know whose yacht it is, so I'm quite keen to get involved.
Wait, whose yacht are you on? We've talked about this before and you've never reveled.
It's not a yacht.
It is a yacht.
But it's...
Is that Richard Branson or something?
No.
Alan Sugar.
I don't know Alan Sugar.
I'm trying to think who would own a yacht.
It's just a friend. Yeah.
It's a DJ.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
A very famous DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who might, if he sneezes,
Don't
you
give
might
Chris
say,
we
Chris is
can't
friends
give
with
away.
them as well. Chris was.
I know, but I've not been on. Yeah, I've just
Oh,
not
well,
been
if
there
you
anyway.
go,
we'll
well, yeah,
sort that
alright.
bit. But yeah,
We'd
that'd
love
be
to have
fun.
you along. Chris is also going away. We're going to Henley Festival together this Friday.
right, this is the poshest thing I've ever heard. Why are you going to Henley Festival?
It's a long story, but I think next week we can check in on it. And Chris texted me yesterday saying, I'm not wearing a tux. It's too hot. It's 30 degrees.
He's insisted I wear black tie.
You have to.
It's
The
30
Henley-
degrees
Is this
on
the
Friday.
regatta thing?
No,
the
there's
boat race?
regatta, which is a completely
Oh.
that's the race, and then a
Right.
week later they have a festival.
When you have to be in a tuxedo?
You have to be in a tux. You can't. It's black tie. It's
It
full.
is going to be like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
It is.
And he's like, "Can I wear short sleeve shirts?" I'm like, "No, you need cufflinks."
Great.
So
You
What
hate
do, what do
suits, Chris.
boys do in that situation? I don't
and
understand.
it's rude to take your jacket off as well.
Because girls, this is the only time I think it's better to be a girl than a guy.
I know what you mean, because
Yeah.
we can get away with a dress.
Yeah.
Arms out, pits out.
Legs out, like no underwear, whatever. Like you can
Wait.
just wear,
You-
like
you
you can
are
just
right.
be no, but you can be free
You
and
can be
breezy.
free. But I-
Flapping about in the wind, it's great.
Whereas I can't.
Well, do you honestly think no underwear is a treat?
Yeah.
Why
I don't at all.
I often wonder why.
In
What
bed.
Because it's not a treat. They're just you wouldn't go no underwear and jeans, would you?
No, for zip purposes, but in short, soon as
In case the beans get
What do
above
you
the
mean?
frank.
No, guys don't do that, do
I
they?
don't, I'm scared of the zips.
Yeah,
The
men
boxers
do
are
jeans,
protection. I would
no
never do
boxers.
jeans, no
No.
boxers. But as soon as I get home in this weather, I put shorts on with no underwear in.
Have you ever experienced that?
I've never. I know of someone talk about it before, say that they see it as a treat, and they also didn't want the boxer line in their tight jeans, so they didn't wear boxers.
You're not just talking balls and cock. Pubes can get caught in zips as well, and that's really painful.
You said that like it was the one show then, and also, as we know, pubes can get caught in zips. So please, we do not advise you try this at home.
But yeah, I'm talking all three in the past have been, but yeah, you should.
You've
always
had all three.
course.
You've had all three caught in a zip.
Of course, yeah.
What the balls?
And box and pubes. Yes.
Pubes can be problematic.
Pubes are so problematic if you don't
They can be.
Honestly.
All three.
Oh, not at
Like
the same
it's
time. Not at the same time. At
You know, like
different
something
points
about
in-
Mary.
Yeah, I was
you
like,
know,
having Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
No, at different points in my life. I've never done it as
Oh.
bad as that, but it's horrible.
guy leans in through the window. How'd you get the pubes above the cock?
For God's sake.
Oh God.
Oh,
But yeah,
dear.
we'll check in on Henley Festival, and you are wearing full tuxedo.
I'll be
And
full
pants.
tuxedo and underwear free just to try and stay cool.
The only bit. God's sake.
But Sean, you were on holiday as well. You were in Morca at the same time as me.
Yeah, so we
Yes.
both went to Mallorca, and the awkward thing was we never met up. But there's a lot of discussion over whether we should have, because we're friends. I genuinely...
I wanted to.
I would have. I'm being serious. I would have definitely met up with you if we didn't have Ruby with us. It was a 1-year-old.
No, it was
honest-
over an hour away as well.
Yeah,
Go
it was
on.
an hour away. Yeah, but there would have been never a good time. She napped between 1 and 3, and if we didn't do that nap, she was like a gremlin again at the evening, climbing the walls.
Do the impression.
You don't want to travel an hour and a half to go see each other.
No,
That's
on
the
a holiday.
reality,
And
isn't it?
the
That's a
argument
long
was,
way.
and like we talked about, we had a bit of a Mexican standoff because I text and I thought, no, just leave them. They're on holiday. They've got Ruby with them. And then you text us, and then we figured out we got your postcard. It was over an hour away, and it was like, well, that's like you being in Nottingham and me being in London. So
Also, I can't explain it. It just would have been tame because we were trapped in no man's land where we didn't know what to do because you either let the baby stay up past its bedtime, but then it is like having a gremlin where, don't feed them after midnight kind of thing. They go wild. Once they've gone past a certain point, they just don't sleep because they're overtired. That's the thing. So then you're like, well, we can't be just going to bed at 7 on our holiday. So we were always making this thing of like, do we have gremlin mode, but then we get a night, or do we have like old people's home and we both go to bed at 7?
or you could go on balcony and stuff next time.
That's it.
Get one with
Well,
a real
that's
nice
kind of what we
balcony.
did.
Yeah.
But the worst thing was we could hear all the entertainment and fun in the distance.
Oh.
And we were there with our Uno in the dark because we didn't want the lights too bright in case it woke her up. So we're there trying to play Uno on the outside patio.
On a phone tour.
It was. I promise you, it was the saddest thing ever. The bar, we couldn't get to the bar and back in time. Oh, it was a nightmare.
No,
You're not. Thing is, before you know it, you're throwing kids club.
Yeah, I'm
Before you know
looking
it.
forward to the sort of toddler phase where they're a bit more robust and
And
You'll be
you
fine.
had a good holiday as well.
Oh, it was class.
You know this Premier League footballer that was at your hotel that we've spoken about on the show?
Yeah,
Not named him.
yeah.
But I thought this was quite a cool story you told me that, but we didn't talk about it on the radio. When you were both together in the gym, he asked you what?
Because we looked at each other, and then I looked at him, and he looked at me, and then we nodded.
So you thought, I know this guy, or did you recognise him straight away?
I knew who he was straight away.
This is a famous footballer, but by the way, not just Premier League. He's an England footballer as well.
And he come up to me, and he was like, "I used to play football with you. You were a footballer." I went,
"What a compliment!"
No. And he went, "Didn't we play in the lower leagues years ago?" And I went, No. I said, I'm not a footballer. I said, "No, you are though." And then we chatted away there.
So at this point, you didn't say, "I'm working radio" or anything?
No, because for some reason, I still don't quite know how this has happened. And I voice noted executive producer Callum went, "All right, I've just met so-and-so. And I've just seen him at the bar, and he's introduced me to his dad as Jordan. He's a joiner from Burnley."
So where did the joiner bit come from? Did you claim you were a joiner?
One night, I was on the, not the old fashions, what they called, not the Aprils.
Picantes?
No, what they called.
Porn star martinis?
Of a dark red one. They get you pissed.
Sangrias.
No, keep going.
Love a sangria.
Oh, come on, what they called? Negronis.
Negronis?
I was on Negronis.
Oh, crikey.
Which I never used to like, but where I were, they made the best Negronis. So I was hammered, and I remember briefly speaking to him then. But you know, I'm deaf in one ear. And there was
Yeah, but you being deaf in one ear, it doesn't mean he mishears
no,
it.
I think, and there was a flamenco dancer on, so she went back down going, "Ole, ole, 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 ole," and I couldn't quite hear it. So I think he might have asked me if I was a joiner then, and I just went, "Hey, yeah."
Oh, so he's probably... you probably heard, like... He probably said, like, "Do you come around this joint?" Or you said something, "Join and
I
join
just
us. Do you want to join us?"
Yeah, but I was
and you've
trying
gone,
to
"Yeah."
go, and he was with, yeah. So I think
Jordan's heard, "Do you
from
want
there.
to join us?" And you've gone, "Yeah."
I'm a joiner or something.
Quite cool that he thought you were a footballer, though.
Yeah, that was quite. We kind of did a bit of.
So that suggests that in the gym, when you hear that from a footballer of that caliber, that's pretty impressive.
We
Really.
yeah.
It's quite but now you've got he's asked for a quote for his bathroom.
Yeah, and people think I make it up. So his dad were like. He went, "Hey, I'm always looking for lads. If you want some work, you know, what you got to do, Wedge." And so yeah, I met him.
Was it Stephen Gerrard?
No, it wasn't Stephen Gerrard. I promise you, it wasn't. But I met loads of holiday friends, old people, young people. I've got to mention the lad who I got chatting to in Poole. We were reading the same book, and I went, "I've told you." I went, "How are you getting on?" And he went, "What?" I went, "With book. We're reading the same book." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, so you're here with your mum?"
Yeah.
Okay. It was his fiance, and I
just never make that mistake. I
knew as soon as I said it, Shard, because she was older, but I knew as soon as I said it, I thought, why would a lad like him be on holiday with his mum?
I've done one worse though. I'll make you feel better because you've done that on holiday, and that's awkward. You're going to bump into them, right? Mm-hmm. When I was in a flat, I was getting a new neighbour, literally the door next to me. And when he was doing the last few bits, I went, "Oh, I met your mum yesterday," and he went, "What?" I said, "Oh, I met your mum yesterday. Was she helping you move in?" And that was his wife. Bear in mind, that's my new neighbours for like 3 years. And he knows I've called her his mum.
Well, just going back to holidays, we discussed as well. I was told it wasn't the all-you-can-eat buffet. This has wound Chris Stark up and many of our listeners. It was the all-you-care-to-enjoy buffet.
Woke nonsense.
Yes.
Utter woke nonsense.
Utter woke nonsense. And the best text we got, I think it was a fella called Lee, and we couldn't read it out. He went, "I'd eat more just to fucking piss him off." And he went, "Lee, long-time listener, first-time texter." And I was like, that just sums
that's
up.
so wicked. Your first text into a radio show. Like, what's triggered you enough to text into a radio show for the first time?
They kept referring to it as the all you care to enjoy. And I was like, "No, it's the all you keep." But anyway, I'd eat more just to piss him off. Lee, long-time listener, first-time texter.
I love that. Right, I'm going to get this one out of the way. You two need a cold shower. You need to calm down. You've both got slightly obsessed with Jonathan Bailey.
It's just come out of nowhere, Jonathan Bailey. Not him. He's been around for ages, but now he seems to be the nation. In fact, the world's heartthrob.
I think he's finally. I think everyone deserves to take that crown, and there's been a lot of people hold that for a long time. Your Brad Pitts. Who else would you put in that category of heartthrob in the sort of men's world?
Who do you like?
Daniel Craig for years.
Yes.
Idris Elba.
And do you know what, as well, and my sister-in-law's talked about this, she's got a theory that lads get better looking in their mid to late 30s. She says that's when lads peak. And we were talking about this whilst I was off, and I was like, "You've nailed it." And I said, Jonathan Bailey. he's mid to late 30s.
He's 38, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think about it, Daniel Craig, and you think of all the heartthrobs. Think of heartthrobs. Now, Leonardo DiCaprio, I suppose, using these. But when they get to mid to late, so we're in our prime.
Yeah. Well, or entering it.
Yeah, and won't get any better after this.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it's a good theory actually.
Yeah, but what I would say is it didn't used to apply to women somehow. I don't know why, but the girls that I have met recently, you know, like your old school Hollywood. I met Scarlett Johansson because of that Jurassic Park film. She still looked 20. She looked incredible. She looked insane.
Mate, how fit was Hannah Waddingham
Oh,
when she come in?
who did you all fancy that came in from? Oh God, what's her name? Everyone fell in love with her. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh yeah,
She was gorgeous.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
been
I think
loads.
it's a good
Theo
era.
James. Although, how old is he?
See, he's
Also similar, I think he's late
mid
30s,
to
isn't
late
he?
30s.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's your ultimate man crush,
Yeah, I
isn't
go
he?
back to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Bailey, what we
Quite a
all
man.
fancied about him, I think, was that he is just such a nice guy. He's just a nice bloke.
That's the main thing we're talking about here. Obviously, super talented bloke, but is now in this massive Jurassic Park film. And we got him back on the show. Obviously, we had him on the show when he was here for Wicked. Got him back for the Jurassic Park film. We got him doing something quite odd, didn't we?
Do you know what I think happened though? I think we all got very flustered, and I do think we might have slightly scared him off. Do you know, like we started talking about wetsuits. Do you remember that conversation?
We got a bit hot under the collar.
We
Let's
did.
just play the interview, and you can judge for yourself. This is what happened when we had Jonathan Bailey on the show.
There we go. This is the question you thought was coming.
Fiero and your Jurassic World character, Dr. Henry Loomis, have in common is very snug trousers. Is it a coincidence?
I said I'm not going to answer the question.
Or is tight bottoms in every Jonathan Bailey contract going
It's
forward?
the first thing, yeah.
Is that what's in there?
Yeah. And now
Why am I
and now
getting the weird
wetsuits.
questions? Why am I being given wetsuits, tight bottoms? Why is that me today? Why is that me? Yeah, was that a coincidence or?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, you know. I mean, also, doesn't Dr. Henry Loomis, I mean, he wears practical trousers, doesn't he?
Of course.
Trousers to wade in, not dancing.
Jonathan, we love having you in the studio.
I love
honestly.
being here. Thank you for having me.
You're a friend of the show now. We can't get you in playing a dinosaur expert and not having you look at fossils, so we've got a little game for you.
Well, looking for fossils. If you're looking at fossils, that's quite offensive. I'm not that old, Jordan.
No, I'm not
How
saying
dare
we're
you?
fossils. He's looking at. We've got a game
He's a
for you.
dinosaur guy. I see where
Yeah.
you're going, Jordan. We want him to do a dinosaur little game with us this morning.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And our listeners honestly lost the plot when they knew that you were coming in. So we've got a load of fan questions in this sandbox of ours.
Okay. This is, by
You're
the
going to have
way-
to go excavating, digging them up.
Sorry, can we just get your thoughts on what's in front of you,
tiny
firstly?
little utensils.
It's
Tiny spades.
So we've got a box full of sand, and you've got dig for your questions, like we said. And our producer Nana Toes has been working on this for
This
weeks.
is incredible work.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on Lupita.
Yeah,
and
there
other
we go.
shows.
So dig for your first
Oh, I
fossil.
see. Oh, okay. I know. I understand what's going on now.
It genuinely got-
I'm making a cake.
We're struggling to find a single
thank you.
fossil.
Okay, I've got one.
There we go.
You
He's
got a
got.
fossil.
Oh, okay. So now you have to go and.
That poor dinosaur.
If you can remove the question from the back end
From
of
the-
the dinosaur. Okay.
Okay, what on earth did Ariana Grande do to deserve you headbutting her? Good question. Niche question. I headbutted Ariana on day one of rehearsals. I came in late because I was filming in Canada. So I'd learned all the dance routines sort of on videos, and we were put together we had about an hour and we did the dance. I headbutted her and I think actually she might have headbutted me. But as I say, it was a meeting of minds.
Was that because when you'd rehearsed it, it was with someone different height almost? Was that kind of muscle memory?
Yeah, it probably was someone with different height. She's absolutely
Teeny.
tiny.
Tiny.
But yeah, also it's just the excitement, isn't it, of being there and an amazing pop star.
Is that
Yeah,
an
it's
in-betweeners storyline as well, wasn't it? Yeah, one of them accidentally headbutted someone on the dance.
They might have done
I
actually.
think it was that.
Go on, dig
Here we
another
go.
question out, please, Jonathan.
Right, that's got his longer legs, that one. Okay,
Where's that one hidden?
in the mouth. What challenges you more as an actor, doing a nude scene in Bridgerton or acting opposite a giant fake dinosaur in Jurassic World?
Yeah, that's a good question. What's harder?
Well, you don't have to imagine anything when you're nude.
But is it awkward because we forget when we're watching that you've got like about 50 camera operators around you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they've got those coaches in now. I've had a drink with one. I was asking him loads of questions.
Thank God for them.
Yeah, what they called the
Intimacy coordinators,
Yeah,
which means that they're there when you do an intimate scene and they communicate to everyone and the crew about like how everyone's feeling and the right language and terminology, so it's not awkward.
I was at a party with one and he was showing me how to like what they do and stuff. Fascinating.
What?
That sounds
sort of
weird.
party?
Why? What is up with me? No, like I got chatting to him and it don't matter. Let's just dig another question.
Let's just keep digging, shall we? Good.
Speaking of
What
digging,
skills did you learn? Jonathan, have you heard of the sexy little glasses trend? Well, yes, I have indeed. I have. That is copyrighted to Blakely Thornton, who is amazing. Content creator, yeah, it was his concept. There's another word that's normally used.
Yes.
Absolutely. It begins with S. But
Right, so I've only just been made aware of this trend last couple of days, and I'm not sure how to fully embrace it.
Have you tried your little glasses?
I haven't yet, but you've got them in the movie, right?
I've got some in the movie, yeah.
Okay.
I think the idea is that any pair of glasses is a pair of glasses.
all right, but they've got to be small.
Well, why don't you decide?
Wait,
like
here's a
Jordan,
pair.
why don't we
Look at
both
this.
give it a go?
we'll get Jonathan's
Here you go, mate.
opinion.
Why
Well, let's
you-
pass it around the group.
Yeah, God, yeah.
let's
Do
do
you have to
that.
smoulder
Come on,
when you
Chris.
put them on as well?
All right.
Let's have a look,
Okay,
Chris.
you ready?
Yeah, really go sexy with it.
Yeah,
You do actually
Knockout.
look hot. though, with
Let's have a
that.
look. Oh, wait. Let me see.
Do I look fit?
You look gorgeous.
That was stunning then.
And
That
the
was
point
like-
is, you don't have to smoulder.
Do you want to have a go?
it just happens naturally.
I don't know if I.
This is
Here we go.
sensational.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the opposite of She's All That.
What a reference.
You do look good.
It's the Dr. Loomis effect. Go on, let's see
Go on,
the master
Jonathan, pop
himself.
them on. I know this is radio, but
It's
just
going
imagine.
to help me on my archaeological dig.
Well, you can watch this live on Global Player right now if you want to see. Oh, look at him.
see.
You actually really do pull those off so well.
Have these got lenses in them?
Yeah.
Have you just realised you need
All right, Jurassic World Rebirth is in cinemas today. For now, give it up for our wonderful guest. He's more than welcome on the show anytime. It's Jonathan Bailey. Go see Jurassic World. It is so good.
Yeah, we had a very wholesome week this week, didn't we, Chris?
We did, yes. Yes, we did. So this was one of the sweetest things I think that's happened on the show. To kind of give you the context of this, a few months ago, Jordan saved a dog from the River Thames, which I know sounds like, if you've not heard this before, sounds like the start of a joke. But it's a true story. Jordan was out for a run and saw this lady that was a bit upset and she obviously said that her dog was in the river and was in a bit of trouble. And Jordan very selflessly went to go and help.
Yeah, and look, we've wound you up about it because that's what mates do. We love you dearly, but we laughed at one point saying, "You sure it was a dog and not just a coat in the river?" Because we weren't sure, because we never saw any footage of this dog as such. But because the RNLI had to come out and rescue you,
Yeah, because I got stuck with a dog. And then
Because it
I
was so
started-
heavy.
Yeah, and I started panicking and couldn't get out.
but because of that, there was body cam footage. So then we saw it all. And we're like, oh my god, this was actually unbelievable. It was incredible, Jordan. It really was. And
It went everywhere, this as well. It was
yeah.
it was in the news. It was
on local news, wasn't it? It was on This Morning.
Yeah, it was on all sorts. You probably have heard about it. But the weird thing about all this is, despite all the coverage and everything, you didn't ever get to meet the dog or the dog's owner after this happened. So you did this amazing thing, arguably saved this dog's life. You know,
You definitely did. It would have got sucked
Sounds
under.
like
It
it.
was a puppy.
but nothing happened after that.
Yeah, I thought, because at the time I ran off because I was a bit embarrassed because I was wet through and there was loads of people there, so I just ran off. She did say thank you at the time, and then I tried to put a little appeal out on Sexted podcast just to be like, look, I don't want to do any press or anything. I just want to see if the dog's all right, and still didn't hear anything. And I thought, obviously they're just really private. They don't want any. They just want to leave it at that, which was fine. So I've just left it at that.
Yeah, so then cut to this week on the Capital Breakfast Show, our producers behind the scenes had found the girl. And so it's really hard. This is a true thing of like trying to surprise each other is really difficult because we're all very involved in the content and everything we do on the show. So we did have to do a double bluff and pretend we had to sort of hide it within another game in our show called Pet or Partner. I don't know how much of this you're going to hear, but basically this is the moment when the penny dropped and you realised this wasn't a usual caller on the phone. It was, in fact, the girl whose dog you'd rescued, and then we did the double surprise where we opened the doors, and this is when she came in.
What is Creed's favourite pastime?
He loves to jump into rivers and get saved by Jordan North.
Get what by Oh, he loves to jump into rivers and get
Saved by Jordan North.
Right, hang on. Have you got me on loudspeaker? Oh, she's gone. Oh,
Is she there?
She's gone.
Wait a minute. I think she actually might be here.
Who?
Come in.
Oh my God! That's Creed. I'm gonna cry.
The dog that you rescued from the River Thames, we have tracked down his owner, Rhodus. Come on in.
Game of Pet or Partner has been designed for you to be reunited with the dog that you once saved from the River Thames.
How did you find him? I've been looking for him for ages.
Look, I think we should play a song, give you a minute just to sort of work this out, and then we're going to come back to this.
Is this actually happening?
I promise you.
happening.
Play a song so you can digest.
Oh my God. We're joined in the studio by Rhodus and Creed. So it turns out Creed is the dog that was... I fished out the River Thames 6 months ago. We were playing Pet or Partner. And I've been trying to track down Creed for a while now because I wanted to see how he's getting on.
Yeah, I feel like we've got to quickly get everyone up to speed because you might have missed the story, but Jordan
I can't believe this
essentially
is
rescued
happening.
a dog out of the Thames after a run one night, and then you never saw the dog or the owner again.
No.
And obviously, we've talked about it on the show a fair bit. This was a few months ago now.
Well, it was
But you
December
did-
last year, wasn't
You
it?
did such an amazing thing, and you were very selfless in that moment, and you jumped over this fence, and you wanted to save this dog, and you saved the dog. And you actually, for all we joke about it, you don't really shout about it a lot. We've shouted about it on your behalf quite a lot, because it's an amazing thing you did, and it sort of went everywhere. But then we didn't really hear any more. We didn't know where the dog went to. We didn't know the dog's owner. And so today on the show, we wanted to give you a surprise reunion.
Okay, and Rhodus, you're here now, and it's nice to see you again. I've not seen you since September.
It's lovely seeing you, meeting you officially.
Yeah, because let's rewind then back to that day, because at the time you wouldn't have known who Jordan was. He just was a guy that came and helped, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what happened that night?
Me and my mum, we usually take Creed to the park and tie him out, and then off the lead we walk through with the riversides, and we were walking at night, and the barrier tends to like go lower, and we didn't realize that, and I think he saw a duck or something, and he just jumped in. Yeah, I was about to jump in myself.
Bless
and then some people were telling me about the currents in the waters, and obviously my mum was not gonna let me do that. Yeah, so I'm really thankful for Jordan for like jumping the gate. Oh.
It's just mad. It's a mad story because we couldn't believe it, and we Jordan tells us all sorts of stories, and we were trying to digest it ourselves, going, "What happened?" And if it wasn't, there was footage from the RNLI. I don't know if you've since seen this stuff, of it happening, and we were like, "Oh, he really did."
Yeah, so for you, this guy in shorts, little shorts though, jumps over the fence, and in that moment, were you able to communicate with Jordan or anything? Or
Honestly,
how did it play out for you?
I was crying. I was breaking down. My mum was just like comforting me because it was his first time swimming in the water ever. So I was worried he wouldn't be able to like swim, and he was already tired. So I thought it would be like a hard task to swim all the way to the. Yeah, so I was.
Yeah, because he was still a puppy, I suppose, was he?
Yeah, he was.
When I climbed, the current was taking him. You could tell he was struggling.
Yeah,
he was really struggling, wasn't he? And then I tried to grab him, but he fell back in, and I was like, oh no. And then, yeah.
So for you, you genuinely are a uni student at Nottingham, right?
Yeah.
And so you went straight back to uni.
Yeah, exactly.
And you sort of didn't realise that this.
I didn't at all. It was like exam season at the time. I was just like focused in the library all 24/7. My mum's not really on social media like that, and she was the one taking care of him. And one day my brother was on his bus to school, and he had his friend had his phone out talking about a story. A dog got saved from the Thames, and he was like, "Oh, that's Creed." I was like, "Okay." yeah, and that's how I found out. My friend sent me the articles as well. So
isn't that mad? So sort of 6 months later.
Because I've mentioned it on the show. I've said, I really want to see how Creed's getting on. And, well, I didn't know he's called Creed. I didn't even know the name of him then. And I've said it on the podcast. And I've done a couple of interviews in the paper saying, like, thanks to R&R, but if anybody knows who the owner is and the dog, I just want to see how he's
We were
getting
convinced we would track you down. Obviously, we couldn't. And then, did you actually reach out to one of our producers?
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I just thought I wanted to say thank you to Jordan.
Don't honestly.
lovely.
I'm just so, and he's the most beautiful dog. Look at him. He's a bit.
That's so lovely. So, Rhoda, I didn't know that. So you reached out to our guys here because you wanted to get in touch with Jordan as much as. This is amazing.
Yeah,
What do you want to say to each other? Is there anything that you want to?
I'm so thankful. So thankful. Like, it was really a selfless act, and yeah.
I honestly don't be
so
that,
glad.
and it wasn't. It all got blown out of proportion a bit as well. I didn't actually jump in.
But still, like, it was a big, like, selfless act. Like, nobody would have actually did that.
Oh, thank you. Well, look, you're gonna.
You've got the nation crying. This morning.
don't-
Carla from Birmingham says, "I'm crying. It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning."
I don't want to cry on the radio, but thank you. I'm just so glad you're both doing all right. Honestly.
I'm glad he could say thank you as well.
Can Creed be our show mascot now?
Of course.
Yes. I
Oh
love
God!
that.
And look, if Creed ever needs a sitter, I'm in London. I genuinely would love to look after him. Honestly, if you're ever away for the weekend stuff, I'd love to have him at mine and stuff.
course.
Yeah.
He would love that as well.
We'll keep in touch.
Like, for sure.
I am genuine. I'm not going to cry on the radio. I'm not.
Look at you.
I'm just so glad I've actually found you both, and I've wanted to see how you're both getting on. So thank you so much for getting in touch.
Thank you.
I don't want Creed to leave the studio. I'm still here with him, my new pal now. Matter of fact, I've got a friend for life here now. Creed. Thanks for sorting this, guys. Genuinely.
Well,
Thanks so
no,
much.
thank you to Rhodas for getting in touch and letting this happen. We weren't sure we'd ever find her or the dog. And if you just missed it, we've reunited Jordan with a dog that he rescued from the Thames 6 months ago. We've got so many lovely texts coming in for all of you. Aaron says, please tell me that the Capital cameras are on the studio for that reunion. They were, and this video will be going up on socials at some point today, I'm sure.
You've made, honestly, it's so good to be back. You've made my week, my day, my year. Just meeting Creed and Rhodas is fantastic.
It's lovely, isn't it? And the messages, I think this sums it up beautifully. It's from Brad in Essex. It says, 26-stone lorry driver crying like a baby here.
Yes, we always...
It's when they put their weight in as
When they
well,
put
you know
the
you've
weight
really
in.
got them.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks. Can I just go and get some more songs on and go and play with...
Go and give him a cuddle and, yeah, you can have your little fix.
Honestly, I was very much close to tears.
Your eyes went. I
know.
saw you nearly go.
And producer Jimmy was like, if you're going to cry, fucking cry on the radio, mate. I was like, it makes great radio. I was like, he's not a Cockney, he's Australian. But can we just explain how you managed... It's making me get worked up thinking about it again. How you managed to work, because you obviously knew, then they were setting up cameras in the studio.
Oh, this was funny
this is
as well.
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, it give you a bit of insight, which I guess is, one of the main things, sort of main reasons we do this podcast, is they needed to set up cameras, extra cameras in the studio and kind of get things ready. So we all had to pretend to you, Jordan, that we need to go record a little TikTok in the studio next door. So Maddie, who's in charge of all the socials that you see from our show, she found a TikTok for us to do, and it was quite a simple one. All we had to do was jump in the air, and then she showed us an example, slow it down, and our face wobbles, and it looks quite funny on TikTok. I don't know if this will ever see the light of day. Maybe it should now.
Yeah.
Now, the problem was the guys needed quite a bit of time. Bear in mind, all this TikTok was us jumping up and down.
And you went first, which we were like, oh no, if Jordan's gone first, he's going to be done.
And then, you know what, I'm like...
Straight to the loo.
I was like, I'm bored now.
Yeah,
and you were
bored
trying
now.
to keep... I was like, I'm going. You were like, no, just...
I was like, oh, Jordan, we need to do a group one. And then Chris had a great little moment. You're getting wound up by Chris laughing.
Yeah.
That was just a stall.
Oh, was that
Yeah.
you just pretending to laugh?
And then when we did the group ones, I kept having to jump out of time to mean that we...
No way. That is so
waste
clever.
time.
That is... Oh,
And I was desperately waiting. I'd text producer Jimmy saying, are we safe to come out? Because if you'd have gone to the loo and walked past them going into the studio, so they were hiding in our green room, and we didn't want you to bump into them and it would ruin the whole surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way. And
Yeah.
that's so clever, because I said to you, I was getting a bit wound up. I was
You were
like,
getting annoyed going, why can't you just jump?
I was like, how? I was going to him, how hard is it to fucking jump in time. And he was like,
Literally, his
"Alright."
video, all it was you jump up and down.
That's all you had
That's
to
it,
do.
once.
Yeah. Anyway.
But anyway,
Well,
we
honestly,
did it.
genuinely, thank you so much for doing that. I've got Rhodus's number now, so I'm going to keep in touch and hopefully I can take Creed for walks and he can stay at my house if they ever need to stay. She only lives down the road, so genuinely, I'm made up I've got to meet him. Absolutely
Amazing
love to
moment on the show.
Yeah,
That moment there is exactly why we do
Yeah.
what we do.
It's so good to be back. I can't tell you enough. I love you both to bits, and I love being on radio with you every morning. I really do. Oh, getting a bit
Oh,
soppy.
that's very sweet.
Chris, you've not got long because just what you doing?
Why didn't you just ask what I'm doing?
I don't know, I
rather
was
than
gonna think of-
you were about to make an excuse for me.
Yeah, I was like,
Well,
you've
I'm not going to tell you.
I know what you're doing.
Well, all I know is he needs a steamer. Did you find one?
No, I didn't actually, which
Oh.
is why I'm a little bit creased.
Oh,
You're a
I
bit
could
crazy.
find
I'm
you
off.
something.
I am off somewhere. Quite exciting.
Let's have a look. First question. You've got 3 minutes.
Yeah, roughly that.
Go on. What about that one from Claire?
Okay. Yes. Okay. This is from Claire in Yorkshire Hay. Oh no, Yorkshire. Why? Because there are.
Hey.
Hey.
Jordan, he says,
Yorkshire.
Claire in Yorkshire. Hey,
Hey.
Jordan.
She's not in a barn somewhere. Anyway,
There is
go
a
on.
few hay, like places with hay in the name.
Oh, is there?
A weird amount of hay.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think it's normally the other way around. But no, there's no such place as Yorkshire Hay,
No.
as far as I know it. Claire in Yorkshire says, "Hey,
Hey.
Jordan, Chris, and Sian. My question is: I think you three would be really good on Celebrity Gogglebox.
Oh.
Have you ever been asked to do it? And
Oh,
would
I'm
you
waiting
ever
for
do
the
it?
call.
Right. Do you know what?
Dream-
I wanna
dream
do it.
job,
This
that.
is right. Can I go first here? This is so weird because I seen an advert for it last night, and I might have said, "How are we not on that next?" But I would. It's a show that I love. I've watched it for years. Even the non-celebrity one, and I know Pete from the non-celebrity one.
Oh,
He,
Pete and his little
Little
sister.
sister.
Why's her name gone?
Why's her
I
name
love
gone?
her as well.
oh,
Pete.
I know his sister as well.
And his little sister.
So you know they're related to the Chuckle Brothers. That's their uncle.
Well,
Stop
they're
it.
both so funny.
That's that's their uncle. But Pete used to listen to me on Rock FM when I was on local radio in Preston because he lives around the area. So that's how I know him.
Aw.
Anyway, I've always wanted to do it.
Sophie.
It's
Little
Sophie.
sister
Sophie. It
Sophie.
is. I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favourite shows. Pete and Jenny are my favourite. No, Lee and Jenny are my favourite.
Lee and Jenny in the caravan. Yeah.
And I think you two would be great on it.
I
Well,
think.
I
Well, no,
thought
we'll
us
do us
three would
three.
be great.
Obviously, I think it has
Well,
to be
this
that
is
like
the
a big
thing.
old sofa.
So
Have
can
you
I-
promised William?
Can I be honest? I got asked to do it with Vernon. when
Oh,
I
with
come out- when
Vernon?
I come out the castle.
Oh, and what happened?
I said, I really, really want to do it, but I made a pact to William that we'd always do it if we got asked.
Oh.
So, yeah,
You might have blacklisted yourself now,
What
then.
do you mean you've made a pact? That's a weird thing to do.
we just made a pact years ago.
So you won't be able to appear on TV with us on
No,
what other shows?
Just Gogglebox.
Is it just Gogglebox?
We just made a pact.
Fine.
because
Well, let's make
all
a
our-
pact now. I mean, what else do we? I didn't realise we have to
So
work.
that's
like
why
this.
I've-
Blood Brothers pact.
Oh,
with all
you. So if
spit
we
in our
get
hands
offered
and shake.
Gogglebox, you wouldn't be able to appear on it because of a pact.
that I've made with
What if
William.
us three?
That's
If we said to you,
mental.
Jordan, us three are going on it.
If it was
I'd have
Us
to have
three.
a word with
You would
William.
risk
think
not being
now,
on it.
I might be able to spin it around a bit.
I'd say, William, I love you to bits, but
But,
this is my
yeah.
dream.
But it's all the Gene Divas have said for years. You two should be on Gogglebox.
Well, you should.
But I would do it with you. I suppose I'd do it with you two. Yeah. Whose house would we do it at?
Yours.
Not why mine?
Better. A lot better.
Why? Sure, no.
Yeah.
Do it at Chris's.
You mean one of the West Wings you've got or whatever, sorted
Don't
in
you
your new place.
What? Yeah, I'm trying to think what other shows we need to make a quick pact on now before William snaps you up on everything.
No, it's just Gogglebox.
Okay.
I'm surprised we've not done. We've only done this morning together, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've not been.
Oh no, we did Saturday Kitchen together, and we
Oh,
all got
yeah.
absolutely hammered. That was amazing.
The great saying, "It's all grapes." That's what you
It's all
said.
grapes,
Oh,
Ducky.
yeah.
I got asked to do with you. I don't know what happened to it. That
What?
DNA journey one. What happened to that?
No one told me about that.
I got asked to do that with you.
Do you know what I bet it was? I bet they looked into my family and went, no, absolutely not. Sometimes,
imagine that.
true story, it's so boring, your family history, they don't bother. They do all the research and go, absolutely not. This
I've
is.
heard so
But now I'm
maybe.
thinking it'd be
boring.
quite interesting to know what William Hanson's upbringing is. Now you've got me thinking that it would
Well,
be good to have William Hanson.
Have you not
there.
heard? So there's on our podcast, there's a girl that works in it called Jo. You can listen to it on Global Play, the official official capital app. She's one of those amateur
Boxers.
familyologists. What
Oh,
they're
right.
called?
Makes more sense.
Criminologists. Know what they're called? Anyway, we did a quiz, and it turns out that William's family were pretty rough. One of them was sent to prison or something.
You see, that's why it would make a great episode,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So,
And
so why is he so posh then? Is it?
because he's
he's
his mum and
self-taught.
he's from like very like middle class, upper middle class family who are lovely. They're really lovely. His brother works for Global, works on LBC. James, not like William at all.
Really?
His brother works for LBC. James, yeah.
Fascinating.
Anyway.
I find it funny.
But
Just
I'd
quickly.
learn all this from the DNA show,
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah,
I?
we would learn all this. And I love it how when someone's really like well off, you have to go, oh, but they're really nice.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
we all. Why
but
did we all do that?
They're proper,
really nice.
They're proper like they're
Lovely.
quite- yeah, they are lovely, but posh.
Okay.
Well, Claire from Yorkshire Hay, thank you so much for your question. And
Chris now must get off
I'm
to his
gonna have to
secret
go.
mission. Go on then.
I will reveal what my secret mission was on another podcast.
I'm intrigued.
But
I've
I'll
got a
leave
few
you to
theories
the other
about
questions.
little projects you might be doing.
Yeah?
coming up. Yeah, I don't know. Just have some
Have you
guesses.
heard things?
No, I don't know.
He's like a ninja
Yeah.
out in the night, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's what he
Yeah,
Go on then.
I see what you did.
off you
Off you go.
trot.
That's,
I
yeah.
forgot. And we'll do
And
our...
we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
'Cause if-
I might be right.
I'm interested to know.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right.
Have you
Good,
got
good.
anything? See you later.
Bye then.
Bye. Been a great help today.
Okay, bye.
Bye. He's done absolute fuck all.
Every time. Right, so just a little peek behind the curtain. Every time literally every morning when we leave, around about 11:30, someone will leave the office, I go, bye, and someone will shout, you've been a great help today. And you know, as you're walking off, someone said to someone else, he's done absolutely fuck all today. What's it off? It's
Charity Shop Sue.
It's Charity Shop Sue.
Right, come on, let's move it on.
Okay.
So, Penny in Wolverhampton says, Jordan, your story about being sick at Wimbledon nearly made me wet myself on my way to work. Has there been other times one of you has really messed up somewhere you shouldn't? So, just quickly recap, you puked in a flower bush.
Yeah, so last week, for our first show back, we were at Wimbledon, which is always fun to go down there. The year before, you were off having Ruby, and I was down there for the first time with Chris and Kemi Rogers, who's on after us at 10 o'clock in Capitol. She was covering for you as you're off, and they were emptying the toilets, right?
That's
and it was
gross.
like, well, you'd have to do it. It was like 7:30, 8 in the morning. You know what I'm like? I've got a proper weak stomach. I've got a real bad gag reflex. My mum has as well, which sounds weird. But no, because my mum's the same. If I go, my mum's like, don't stop me.
Even the sound of it.
Yeah,
right.
right. But the smell. So I'd just done a link. The smell proper hit us. And
What, why you were on the show? Why are you
yeah,
doing the radio?
whilst on the show, and they were emptying the lorry, and it proper stunk. Everyone, I don't know if you can remember it, Cal, it proper stunk. And I was sick into a plant pot.
I'm sure Wimbledon loved you telling that story on air.
The flowers, little, what they call the flower
Flower bed.
yeah.
Oh, God.
They're probably good for flowers, that nutrients and stuff.
I doubt
So-
it. Have you ever had another moment like that in your job?
God, where have you been proper
Have I
hungover on
messed it?
radio?
Oh,
Oh, mate.
I tell you what I have done.
Go on.
When I was a weather girl,
Mm.
I'm from Nottingham and I come to London. My first job is the Channel 5 weather girl, and that's the job that got me to London because I wouldn't have been able to afford to live down here without a wage.
Yeah.
And so I got a Monday to Friday job and I could just about afford the rent, and I lived in a house of 6 people. But I was very much in Nottingham mode until I got used to London. So when,
Same.
you know what I mean? So you get it wrong, don't you? And I think there'd been some sort of work event. I think it was Christmas time, and there was a Christmas party, but on like a Wednesday night. I wasn't used to that. You don't do events on a Wednesday night up north or in the Midlands. So I go out on the Wednesday for this Christmas do.
All out.
Absolutely treated it like a Friday night and got absolutely hammered, right? And then I wake up at 8:30. That's what time I used to get in. And I went, and I woke up in this house and was like, oh God, I'm on. Now I look round, no phone, no keys.
Oh,
I've
mate.
lost everything.
8:30 in the morning.
8:30 in the morning, I've lost everything and I should be at work at this point. And I'm on air at 10 a.m. So I'm going, I've got to get to Sky. That's where it was filmed out in Osterley, and I'm in Clapham.
Oh.
I was like, oh God. So this is no joke. I raided my housemate's piggy bank He had a pig. He had an old school pig on the side, and I got
Shut
coins
up.
out of it to get enough money. I had to break out the back door of this flat because I had no keys, and I ran in the snow. This was 2010, and I ran to Sky, and I paid for the ticket with pennies, like 2p, 5p. Got down, ran in. I had my hair extensions in my bag, and when I pulled them out, they were matted and they had all stuff in them. And the hairdresser at the time always remembers me running down the corridor going, and he goes, "Where have you been?" I was like, "My hair." It looked like a dead badger. I chucked it to him, and he's brushing the mats out of it and sticking it in my hair. And I was hanging, and I went on air and I did the forecast, and I remember going, "And there'll be sunshine and showers in the west." Like that, and I just immediately sicked into a bin the second that forecast finished. I held the smile, and then I puked into the bin, and I was so rough.
That is what? How long were your shift? What did you do? 10 till. That is brilliant.
I used to be done by midday. It was only a morning job.
Oh really?
Yeah, I used to do the live morning one and then record the rest for the evenings. Otherwise, I'd have been there till like 9 at night.
Oh my God, that is such a proper good Welby story,
Isn't it? That's something will trigger. I've got a lot of stories of me being definitely a fish out of water and doing things wrong, but it needs something like that to trigger it. And you saying about Wimbledon reminded me. Okay, so that's my one. Have you got any more?
Mine was pretty bad. I actually got suspended from a radio station.
You got suspended.
Have I ever told you this?
Did you get naked?
No, it's worse, right? So I used to do weekend breakfast back in Lancashire on Rock FM. It's not there anymore.
I remember Rock FM.
Yeah.
Though.
And it's a station I grew up listening to and stuff. And I always wanted to work there. So I was like in my early 20s, and I just left uni. I got a job on there. Just after I was at Capital, actually. I was at Capital Manchester, and I went over to Rock FM. And then I started going out on Fridays in Preston with all my mates. That's what my mates did. So I was all out, and the week before I got told off because it sounded very clear that I was a bit hungover, and a couple of weeks before that I was late for a show because I'd been out the night before.
What, the show started?
Yeah, slept in, and obviously back then you'd have to come in, let yourself in the building, take the show out on network because it came from Manchester overnight.
So were songs playing, or was it dead silent because you hadn't turned up?
Songs were playing that were still from Manchester, and the guy from Manchester had to do the first half of the hour of my show and his show.
Oh, so he was ready to clock off and he ended up doing a longer shift?
No, the other guy couldn't say key 103.
Oh,
He just had to say, because it was. Does that make sense? Because it's networked, so he had to. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't get it, because this is what Heart used to be like.
Yeah.
There'd be some shows that were networked, so you might do it from London, but it goes out in Birmingham,
Yeah.
Manchester, whatever. And then sometimes it's a local show that's just from wherever. Yeah.
So I done that, and I got a real telling off. Anyway, I'd come in, and we'd been in Lava Ignite with my mate Rick. I'll never forget. I've never told you this.
Is Rick Big Neck?
No, that's Lava.
Oh.
Rick's my best mate,
Yeah.
and we'd been out on the piss all night, right? And I got in we went for a kebab at 4, and I was like, there's no point in me going home for 2 hours. I'm on air at 6. So I was like, let's get our kebab, and we walked to the church where Rock FM was based, and I let myself in. I was like, right, and it was Christmas time. I'll never forget. I was like, I'll go up, make us a coffee and stuff. Just don't let me fall asleep. I said, make sure I get on air at 6. We'll have our kebabs. I'll drink some coffee and I'll go on air at 6.
Oh,
right. And at the time, we had loads of presents in the corridor because they used to do this charity called Cash for Kids where they helped kids in local. Sean, it's so bad.
Oh, no.
Like
Cringy.
underprivileged kids in the area. So people used to drop off presents from stuff. It was really lovely. Yeah. I know Global do a similar thing.
Yeah, so what is it? So in the sort of building, there was all presents.
All presents for kids.
Yeah.
So I go up, right, and I make a coffee, and there was a settee in the kitchen. I lie down on the settee, and that was it.
You did fall asleep.
I fell asleep, right, and I woke up at 6:30. I'd been off air for half an hour. And that day, for some reason, the network didn't go in. It went to us, and the backup CD didn't kick in, so it was just blank air for 30 odd minutes. I've got the record. It was like 38 minutes.
Do you own the record for the longest dead air?
It was just dead air on that station. No backup CD kicked in or anything. And they still to this day don't know why the CD weren't working or something like a fader weren't up. So I come rushing down. No, my mate woke me up, but he didn't have a pass to get in. So he didn't have a pass to get in.
But he what, banging on the door?
He kind of like kicked the door in. It's so bad, right? He kicked the door in. Yeah, I promise you. Kicked the door and woke me up. Like, mate, come on, you're on in 20 minutes. I was like, what? He went, you're on in 20 minutes. And he had these goggles on, and there was like white powder all over him. What? So I went, what are you on about? When I was on 40 minutes ago, fuck. Come running downstairs on pool table. He's opened like a kid's science experiment set. He's got these potions and stuff bubbling on pool. He's doing a chemistry set on pool table.
What?
Pissed out his head. These kids' goggles on. There's fucking white powder all on his face. He's got scale electrics going on.
So he's undone all the presents.
He's undone all presents.
Oh,
I'm going to
stop.
sleep upstairs for 2 hours. He's played real presents.
No.
Right, he's got a science experiment bubbling. Right, I go on air, do the show as normal, and I'd not heard anything. And I thought, right, we went back the same night with his girlfriend. We tidied everything up. We rewrapped the presents. I had to go to Home Bargains the next day and buy the same scale electric set, I remember, and stuff like this. And I thought, right, I've got away with it. And then I get a call and the boss says, can you come in on Monday? So I went in and he was like, what happened? And I thought, right.
How much do I tell him?
So I didn't. I just said, I went, I'm really sorry. I said, I'm going to own up. I've got away. I said, my taxi didn't turn up when I was 40 minutes late. I said, and I should have rung you on the day. And he went, all right. And then I'll never forget, he just picked up a remote control, pressed play, and he played it all back to me on CCTV.
Oh, no.
Honestly.
So we knew you'd come in at, say, like 2 in the morning.
From us stumbling in.
Oh, God.
There's him with the goggles on doing the experiment on the pool table.
No.
There's me asleep upstairs. Do you know what I always say? It had been cut and shot beautifully. Whoever made it, it was Billy, the engineer. I was like, it'd been put together. And I emailed him recently because he's my old boss. He's done, mate. I went, have you got that DVD? I said, I need.
Oh, please say it
And he went, he said he's going to try and dig it out because it was on a DVD drive and he played it.
If he finds it, can we promise that we will play it?
We can, yeah. And I said, he went, I'm going to try and dig it out. And I've tried contacting Billy, the engineer. Anyway, that's what happened to me.
But you got, after that, he just showed you that and just cut your pass and
so
get out.
I got suspended for 2 weeks. This is what happened.
Yeah.
Right. It was really bad. And a new boss come in that was like a head of what they call regional network. And I had to go for a meeting with him in Manchester. And he was like this New Zealand guy, and he went, "Oh, I've heard what's happened." He went, "I've never heard of you before." And I'd started sending demo tapes out to like the B and 2BR in Lancashire because I thought I'm going to get sacked.
Yeah.
And he went, I quite like what you do and stuff. So he gave me a massive bollocking, and 2 months later I got drive.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So
You jammy.
I left my job at 5 Live. And I got given drive because this new boss had never heard me before.
Honestly,
so he went back and listened to some of my shows and stuff, and he was like, "Quite like what you did." Got suspended for another week, and then 2 months later, he gave me drive. So I was like 24, and I got drive time on.
What the?
Yeah.
Well, I mean brilliant.
Katie in Stoke wants to know. Love the pod, guys, especially all the celeb stories. So I want to know who's the most famous person in your DMs. I'll have a look.
Like, who do you sort of chat to?
It's one of them. We get asked that a lot, and then you're like,
you know what's interesting? Since having a baby, I end up with really random conversations with loads of unexpected celebs. Like, might be like Ellie Goulding, or I had Usain Bolt, right?
What?
You know when I had told that midwife story?
Yes.
I had people that I would never expect and talk about that video.
That's brilliant.
But I can't tell it now because it will ruin the story. But just the long story short was, and you can see the video, it's up on my Instagram, on my reels. When I was delirious after giving birth to Ruby, I asked the midwife to warm up some milk for me because I was struggling to breastfeed. And so I said, can you warm up this formula? And that was at 5 in the morning. And it was only the next day I realised when my partner Jake turned up and I said, that midwife was amazing. And he went, that woman there? And I went, yeah. He was like, that's one of the new mums. And it turns out I'd asked this poor mum in her Tigger pyjamas to go and warm up milk for me at 5 a.m, which is so bad. But because of that story being so ridiculous, the amount of people that I've spoke to off the back of that is just mad.
They've DM'd you?
Yeah, or they've liked it or commented or whatever.
I've just had a quick look in mine. I'm in a little book club in DM.
Yep.
Who do you think I'm in a little chatting books? Because I put a picture up of a book I was loving on holiday. It's called All the Colours in the Dark. You've got to watch it. Read it, by the way.
Is it
It's
some
fantastic.
sort of Nazi Germany thing again?
Right, no, it's not. I'm not. I weren't allowed to take my Nazi Germany book on holiday because apparently it's weird, even though it's like all quite interesting and stuff. Terrible as well, obviously. But
No, obviously,
really,
but yeah,
really interesting.
Mad bit of history.
I do love my history, but anyway, I took a book that was given to us when we were on Saturday Kitchen.
Oh,
It was.
you've read it?
Yeah, it was Amanda that gave it, so I read it. And right, long story cut short, I'm not giving away because there's this boy who gets kidnapped at 13, right? And he's in a pitch black dark cellar, and all that's in there is a girl that speaks to him
Yeah.
and keeps him going, and he ends up falling in love with her, and then he escapes. And for the rest of the life, he tries to track down this girl. And some people, like you see, psychiatrist who says he made it up and he didn't, and that's the rest of the book. It's a great book.
Based on a real story? Or
No,
just,
it's just, yeah.
Oh,
it's
great,
called
though.
All Colours in the Dark. It's really good. So I put it up, and then Jodie Harsh has gone and bought it, and we're literally DMing.
The DJ, Jodie Harsh.
And we're DMing each other.
That is,
about it now.
I would never have guessed
So,
Jodie
yeah.
Harsh in a million years.
So she's in my DMs at the moment. Go on, let's do another.
Yeah, okay, another question. Thanks so much for getting involved with doing a podcast. Great to see your reaction. Oh, no. That's a goodbye written.
Why are you reading that? Right, now, being honest, it's
That's
23
amazing.
minutes past 11.
Oh,
This
my
is when
God.
I usually crash. I always say between half 11 and half 12 I'm my worst.
Oh.
I always peak again after 1. But go on, what's that question
No,
there?
sorry. That was a goodbye that was written in. Like I can't say goodbye to people. Right, Harry in Cheshire says, what's been your most this is ridiculous moment on radio? I mean, every day I think, what was our day? It's mental.
Harry, it literally is. What did we say today? What did we... Because we had your friend in doing a bit of work experience, and I went, welcome to the madhouse. And what is it we had to do? I cannot...
We always do welcome to the madhouse. I mean, we reunited you. We had a dog in the studio today. We've had a pig in the studio before. We have been to Elton John's house and he showed us around his kitchen. I use his downstairs toilet. We've done things that I go, one day when I try and recall all of these, I just won't. I'll sound mad.
Honestly, it's like we're so lucky and we do love our job, and I know we say that all the time. It's pretty much every day.
Every day there is something surreal, isn't there?
I said to Bella, my producer, get me a kazoo by 8 o'clock tomorrow,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
And that's just a normal
That's
conversation.
a normal conversation.
And
yeah.
then I started arguing with Jimmy, our senior producer, because I went, I don't want a kazoo, I want a clarinet. And Jimmy's saying, you're not having a clarinet, you've got to... I went, just get me a clarinet by 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, then you got Chris saying, and can we get a sponsor on that snail?
Yes, that was it. Literally in the same conversation going, and for that snail, do you reckon we can get eBay to sponsor it or something like that? And it's just...
And no sentence is... Nothing sounds crazy to us because that is a normal conversation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, again, Harry, it's a great question. There probably are... I need to make a note of them more often because we do forget.
We should do. Quotes from the notes. We could, Harry, from now and just start saying ridiculous moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just mad moments.
Well, as I said before, thank you so much for getting involved with the podcast. That's to you. Thank you for getting involved. No, genuinely, I love this bit of the podcast now. I love going through all the messages.
Same.
And if you've got stories you just want to share with us, like that relate to what we've been talking about, it's aftershowshow@capitalfm.com.
Right, that's us done for this week. Chris will be back with us next week. You have to shoot off today. But remember, do all your podcast admin. Like, subscribe, review, share. Have I missed one? No?
Email us.
Email us, yes.
At aftershowshow@capitalfm.com. That's important because we want your reviews, your stories, your feedback. If we've said something and you go, no, you were wrong about that, we don't mind being corrected. Just, as we always say, don't complain to Ofcom because we want to keep going.
Yeah, you can ask us a question. It could be a funny story, something you've heard us say, like Sean said on air, and you think, hang on, I want to pull you up about that. Aftershowshow@capitalfm.com. We'll see you next time.